Hello and welcome to my corporate girl morning routine. I've been seeing that morning routines have been popping off all over social media, so I wanted to share my current iteration of my corporate girl morning routine. Now, I have had 10 million gazillion morning routines throughout my life, but this is the current iteration that I have stuck with the longest. It's been about almost over a year at this point, and I have found that it is the most sustainable for me, the most healthy, and gets me set up for the day in the best way possible. That's all I can say. So this is maybe the morning routine that'll stick forever, I hope, and let's get into my morning routine. So I wake up every single work day at 6 a.m. and immediately after waking up, I head into the bathroom to get started on my bathroom things. The first thing that I do is wash my face. First, I use a little disposable paper towel, which I have just started recently using. And then I wipe off all of the oils and all of that. And then I use the CeraVe salicylic acid cleanser. Maybe it's Cetaphil. I can't remember. Anyways, I use that to wash my face. That's the first time I wash my face. Then I get onto my skincare. The first step is the Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid, then the Paula's Choice Salicylic Acid and BHA Exfoliant. The third one is like this Korean skincare product that my mom's friend brought back to me and said I should try, so okay. And then the last thing is the Ordinary Niacinamide. Honestly, I want to kind of change up my skincare routine because my skin has not been doing the best recently, but I have not had time to look into it. Then I get on to brushing my teeth, and the reason why I don't do this first is because this time that I brush my teeth, it allows my skincare to dry, which I really like. Then after brushing my teeth, I head out back into my room and I go and make my bed. So I'm sure you've heard a bazillion times that making your bed is like the best habit that you can have, and I truly just find that it gets my mind set up in the right way. It gets me organized. It allows me to come back after work to a room that is nice and clean and organized and just looks pretty. Also, I guess I didn't even mention this, but yes, I am back in my parents' house. I'm back living with my family, and that is definitely been an adjustment over the last year. I haven't even talked about that, which is crazy because I've been living it for almost a year at this point. Anyways, I put my 10 gazillion squishmallows back onto my bed. I've just collected these over the years. Some of them are just impulse purchases that I see at Shoppers Drug Mart, and others have sentimental meaning, but honestly, I do not want to extend my collection anymore. After I make my bed comes the time for 1 minute of deep breathing and meditation. If you've seen my previous morning routines, you'll know that I used to just try to meditate a little bit longer every single day, but that just honestly never really worked for me. My mind was racing, and I've found that 1 minute of deep breathing just really helps me get started with my day. After making my bed and finishing up my minute of mindfulness, I go into the bathroom to put on my contacts for the day, not always successfully. As you can see here, I had to adjust. And then I put on some sunscreen, which is the Supergoop sunscreen. Here's me fixing my contact. Now I can put on my sunscreen. Now it is time for the reading and journaling. I have been loving this part of my morning routine, honestly. So, depending on how long I take for the first little bit of my morning routine, I'll read for about 5 to 10 minutes, usually one chapter of the book I'm reading. Then I move on to journaling. This is my current journal for July 2024 to the end of 2024. It's this royal blue color that I am obsessed with. Every single day I put in one entry, and that usually consists of one page. So I start off with making a cute little title page of the date, as you can see here, and then I will go on to journal. Because I journal in the morning, I find that it is easiest to journal about the day before and any highlights or lowlights that I remember. Usually I have found that when I am journaling at night, first of all, it's really hard for me to be consistent with that because I just get really tired at night and my willpower is super low. versus in the morning, my willpower is just way higher. And also when I journaled at night, it just felt really jumbled in that I felt like I haven't processed what had happened that day. But when I wake up and journal the next morning, I've processed overnight and I've had a little bit of time to think, and I journal about what is really important. Because honestly, 1 page is not that much. I could write about a lot. Some days there's a lot that's going on, so I could journal like 10 pages if I wanted to. But having that time to reflect and then pause and journal the next morning gives me a little bit of clear-mindedness. Next up, after I finish my feelings journal, as I call it, I go on to my habit journal and my planning journal. So this is my current habit tracker. I kind of want to do like a full in-depth journaling video another time, so we can do that later. And I'll talk about more of this later in another video. Now, after all of my journaling, it is time for me to actually get ready for work. So first off, it is getting dressed and picking out my outfit for the day. I don't pick out my outfit the night before because I tend to have a lot of indecisiveness with my outfit, and I just like to pick the morning of. I also pick out my workout outfit for the day during this time as well. So I think about what I'm gonna hit at the gym, and then I pick my outfit accordingly. Most of the time though, my outfit depends on my menstruation cycle, to be honest. I don't know if that's TMI, it's not really, but yeah, I feel like I have so many clothes and yet I wear the same things every single day. Recently for work, it's just been some combination of t-shirt, shorts, and Converse, because that is what is most comfortable, and I am lucky to work in an environment that I don't have to dress up super formal and uncomfortable every single day. Depending on the day, this will take 5 to 10 minutes. Sometimes I wake up with an outfit in mind, and sometimes I don't, and I have to decide, and it takes me a very, very long time. I think this day was a little bit cold, which is why I was looking through my long sleeves and my sweaters, but I ended up going with a t-shirt. Here's my transition. Also, this is when you'll start to notice the fact that I filmed this video over 2 days, so that is why sometimes I look a little bit different in each of the clips, because I filmed over 2 days. After I change into my outfit, it is time for me to do my makeup. I love doing my makeup in the morning. I start off with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I put this pretty much all over my T-zone. In the summer, I don't like to wear a ton of makeup just because it gets hot and sweaty. Then I go in with the NYX. This is like a green concealer stick just to conceal some of the redness, and I find that the majority of my redness comes in at my nose area and also in my T-zone where I have a little bit of acne. Afterwards, I go in with the La Roche-Posay tinted sunscreen and just a little bit of that, just focusing on the same areas as I have been. Then the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, which I don't love, like I'm not obsessed with it, but it's good, I guess. I just got gifted it from my friend. Then I go in with the Shape Tape from Tarte, and there's me showing you that I'm listening to a podcast or an audiobook in the morning when I do my makeup. And finally, I finish setting off my skin with the Laura Mercier setting powder. Then I set my brows with a little bit of brow gel. This one I'm running out of. It's the Bicosis. Not my favorite, to be honest. Then I go in with just some sort of eye look for the day. I usually keep the same format of eye look in that I have a lighter brown shade in the inner crease, a darker brown shade in the outer crease, and then some sort of glittery eyeshadow on my lid. That's like the same eyeshadow or makeup routine that I do every single day, but I switch up the brands and the colors that I like to use just to keep it fun. I line my eyeliner, then I do my mascara, and then I go in with some bronzer. This is the Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Dune, I believe. I find it is really nice and natural, actually. I really like the Glossier Cloud Paint. Then I go in with the Rare Beauty Blush. Again, every single day I do like a different variation of the product, so I don't always use the same products every single day. I pretty much change it up every single day. And then for this day, I went in with like a little stick highlighter that gave kind of like a natural sheen, which I think is really, really beautiful. After my makeup, I head downstairs to the kitchen where I get fueled up for the day, aka I start making my breakfast. Now, I truly believe that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and it has taken me a long time to kind of know where my optimal eating window is after I wake up. I used to do morning routines where I would eat right away, but then I felt like I wasn't hungry enough yet, and then I would get hungry so fast in the day. I've never been a person that skips breakfast. I just can't. I just get so hungry and it is crazy. So I have found that pretty much at this point it's been like an hour and a little bit after I wake up, so it's around 7:15 at this point, and this is my optimal time to make and eat breakfast. I start off, I'm going to also go into detail about my entire breakfast at the very end after I finish cooking, so you can save your questions about what I eat for breakfast at the end. I mean, you can see, basically. This is my favorite brand of bread that I have found in the last, 2 years. It's by Sprouted Grains. It's made locally in BC. It's really cheap if you buy it at Costco, but really expensive if you buy it anywhere else, which is crazy. So I tend to save it for my Costco trips. And then, I think you saw my other clips, I prepared one mushroom for my scrambled egg, and then I fried my egg, and then depending on the day, I will make coffee in our new Ninja coffee machine, or I will use my AeroPress. This day I was running a little bit late because I was filming this video, so I decided to go for the Ninja coffee machine. It's pretty convenient and really fun, and also the best thing is that you can use your own grounds super easily. That's why we switched from the Keurig, because we found that the K-cups were just super environmentally not friendly. Look at how perfect this avocado is. It seriously is so good. Now here is me putting together my finished breakfast, all the aspects and elements that I eat. Look at it. It feels like putting together an art piece for the day. Here is my breakfast. I have been obsessed with this for the last probably 2 years or more, which is crazy because I haven't had such a long fixation meal. First off, we have my fried egg with mushroom. I have a little bit of Costco pesto on it, and then a piece of prosciutto. I have 4 strawberries. They are sliced in half. I have 1 multigrain peanut butter jelly toast, and then a quarter of an avocado with everything but the bagel seasoning. Sometimes I do a quarter or a half depending on how large the avocado is. But this is my favorite breakfast. I enjoy eating it so much every single morning. And then of course the cup of coffee with almond milk. So I'm a little bit crazy in that I like to slice everything and eat it in a clock direction so that you get a bite of salty, a bite of sweet, a bite of crunchy. I know, I'm crazy. So I split my egg into 4 pieces. Prosciutto is the hardest part to cut. And today I made it perfectly jammy, so it's still a little bit runny inside the yolk. Oh, it's like my perfect texture. Go. So I start off with a bite of the egg and the prosciutto. Then move on to 1 piece of avocado. And then a little bit of toast. And last up, the strawberry, of course. After my breakfast, I obviously have to wash all of my dishes and clean everything up. That involves putting the coffee grounds into the compost bin and then washing all of my dishes. Even when I lived alone, I could not leave my dirty dishes in the sink for another time. I had to do them immediately. unless I was like severely running late, but usually I always have the time to do my dishes, and I find it just makes things so satisfying when you clean it up. Anyways, my breakfast typically takes, like, I get downstairs in the kitchen at around 7:15, and that's when I start cooking. I eat at around 7:30, so it takes me about 15 minutes to make my breakfast, and then I usually eat for around 15 minutes. This is the first chance that I will check my social media and all of my phone apps for the day, because I like to kind of not flood myself with all the notifications right in the morning when I wake up, so I find that an hour and a half in is usually okay. After I clean all of the dishes, I start to pack up my lunchbox for work. So that involves the lunch that I need to bring, and then also all of the snacks that I like to eat, because I get super hungry throughout the day, and I like to have a few snacks just to tide me over. I've been noticing that I've been eating a ton more, which is pretty good. I mean, I don't know, I feel indifferent about it. Here's my lunchbox for work. I just packed it up. I'll show you what's inside for today. This is my lunch. And then I usually just bring a few snacks. Today I'm bringing a pouch of Welch's, a tangerine, and a cucumber, and my spoon. And then I just have my extra water bottle because our office uses, like, I don't know how to describe it, like the cooler water, and I don't particularly love the taste. So yeah, I bring a whole extra water bottle of water for me to drink. This is just like the one I use at my desk. So there we go. That's my lunch bag.